I'm just going to start by saying that this is probably the dumbest video I've ever uploaded. This happened to me many years ago when I was a teenager. I was at my friend's house and we were playing video games, and he had a big dog. The dog liked me. I guess because I was pretty and he would always come up to me and lick my face. Well, his dog liked me so much that he actually bit me, not hard enough to break the skin, but definitely hard enough to leave a mark. Now, I'm not a confrontational person by any means, so I didn't want to make a fuss. But his mom came in and saw the mark on my face and started screaming at him, calling him a vicious killer dog and stuff like that. She was really overreacting. Then she turned to me and said, "You need to put some ice on that." And I said, "It's fine, really. It doesn't even hurt anymore." Then she starts freaking out and says, "No, you don't understand. You need to put ice on that right now, or else your face is going to get all puffy and discolored, and then who knows what could happen. You could go blind." I started getting freaked out, so I grabbed some ice cubes from the freezer and put them on my face. Well, after about 10 minutes of me sitting there with ice cubes on my face, my friend comes up behind me and starts massaging my shoulders and says, "Thanks for the back rub." And I'm like, "Shut up, dude." He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Never mind." Then his mom comes back in and says, "Did you put ice on that?" And I said, "Yeah," because I still had the ice cubes on my face. "See?" I said, "I'm all better now." She freaked out again and said, "That's not how you do it. That's just going to make it worse. You need to take the ice cubes and rub them on your face vigorously so that it bruises all around the bite mark so that the swelling can spread out evenly." So I did that. After I finished, I looked in the mirror and sure enough, my face was now all red and bruised around my eye. Then her mom came back in and saw what I had done and started freaking out again. She said, "Oh my God, you're gonna have a black eye. Everyone's gonna think that you got beat up or something. I need to call your parents." So I stopped her and I said, "It's fine, really. It's just a little bruise. It will go away in a couple of days." But she wouldn't listen. She kept insisting that I let her drive me home so she could explain what happened to my parents. So I finally agreed. She starts driving me home, and halfway there she says, "I can't believe that you let that dog bite you. I would have beaten him if I knew." And I said, "He didn't really bite me that hard. It was no big deal." Then she starts going on a rant about how dangerous dogs are and how they're just waiting for an opportunity to attack and how I should never trust a dog again. And I was just sitting there thinking, "Okay, lady, whatever you say." Finally, we get to my house and I get out of the car and she drives off. And I walk inside and my mom's like, "What happened to you? Why do you have a black eye?" And I told her about the dog and she just laughed and said, "Oh, you silly goose, why didn't you just punch it in the nose?"